All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Adams Brothers Podcast. This is the first podcast of 2026, the new year. Happy New Year to each and every last one of you out there in Facebook and YouTube land. Thank you for joining us. It's a pop-up podcast. Tap in and let's chop it up. 754-227-1986. 754-227-1986. Is the number if you'd like to get in on the dialogue. And don't forget our cash app, $ Adams Brothers Podcast and Zelle, W Adams Brothers Podcast at gmail.com. The number to call in is 754-227-1986. This is Adams Brothers Media LLC that you are now in tune to. So we'd like to thank you all for joining us here. First podcast of the new year. So thank you all for joining us. We really do appreciate each and every last one of you for joining us, supporting us in 2025. We really do appreciate it. And all the love, man, all the comments, all the donations, man, we really appreciate it. This is a brand new year. We're looking for bigger and better things this year in 2026. And that's what we aim to do, is elevate the dialogue here and continue to bring you news that you can depend on. Straight. We don't edit. We share information with everybody, not just some, but everybody. We want to make sure everybody gets the information at the same time, so we don't pick and choose who we share information with. So tomorrow is the we're gonna jump right into it and talk about public safety here in Deerfield Beach. It's going to be a big hot topic here in the next days to weeks to come. The Deerfield City Commission is supposed to be bringing it up tomorrow night. They may take a vote on it tomorrow. We'll soon see. Those of you that's watching on Facebook, please continue to watch us. If you lose us for some reason, we had a problem on our last broadcast. We got booted off of Facebook. It was some connection problem. If we lose you on Facebook, go over to YouTube. Okay. If we lose you on Facebook for any reason, please just go over to YouTube and follow us on YouTube. We really appreciate it.
Adams Brothers Podcast on YouTube.
On YouTube, Adams Brothers Podcast, same thing. That's only if that happens. If you are still connected here on Facebook, continue to watch us here on Facebook. So thank you all again for tuning in. So we want to talk about the public safety. I guess the studies are complete. We put up the we're gonna add the studies up to our page right here. So we could go. It's kind of hard to see.
It is, but I think the people, once they can look at it,
I don't know how to. We can go to the next slide here, but it's kind of hard. I don't know if I could make it bigger or. Let's see here. If I make it bigger. There we go. So that's much better.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the contract here. We can't see the comments right now, but we have to keep up with the comments on our
other
cellular devices here. Yep. So if you leave a comment, we'll be able to see them as well. So as you can see, the purpose and the scope and all of that. I'm not gonna read all of that stuff. That's a whole lot of stuff to read. I mean, that's a long study. It's basically saying about the contract and with BSO, which has demonstrated significant escalations in costs reaching 10.2% based on their most recent May 2025 compensation study to an independent municipal model designed to provide enhanced patrol coverage while giving the city direct operational and policy control. Now, just remember those words: giving the city direct operational and policy control. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I think the city wants more control, or they want control of their own police department, and I think that's where it's going to. That's the direction it's going to be headed in. Oscar Giles Jr., thank you for joining us here. It goes on. I mean, it's slides, and it talks about cost and everything. But we're gonna bring on Mr. Dan Hurst. So, Mr. Hurst, if you're out there watching right now, you could go ahead and you could call in if you'd like to right now, 754-227-1986. And I'm sure Mr. Hurst has some insight he'd like to share on this study.
And anyone else is welcome to call in too. So don't just go to talking noise about because Mr. Hurt's coming on. Anyone else want to come on and speak? You're welcome to also join us.
Yeah,
and speak about it.
It's going to cost some money to bring back, to start up the police department. I believe that's about $16 million just for the police department alone, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if that's $16 million for the police and fire, or is it just $16 million just for the police? So those are some questions. I mean, there's a lot of information in this.
And you should be able to go to the city's website and get the same information.
Yeah.
If you can't get it here, I believe they said at one of the meetings that the information was going to be posted on the city's website. I don't exactly know where, but you would just have to go and look for it. But it should be on there.
So it says the following represents the primary findings of the study. We're going to, as we wait for Mr. Hurst to call in, 754-227-1986, Mr. Hurst. The BSO contract cost, the current BSO police contract totals $35,732,894 for the fiscal year 2026, consisting of $30,630,680. In personal expenses, 85.7%, or $2,327,334 in operating expenditures. These numbers are, you're gonna have to go and know how to go in here and pick out these numbers and understand what these numbers mean and how they relate to this year's budget and that last year's budget and what it's going to cost. These are some big numbers that we're dealing with.
But looking right here at number 4, it says a 20-year savings, personnel savings over a 20-year period are projected at $334 million to $526 million. So as long as BSO escalation rates adhere to the most recent contract caps and subsequent increase based on historical increases, this is primarily driven by the difference in escalation between BSO and independent municipal operations and cost savings realized through local oversight.
Yeah.
So they're talking over a 20-year period. They're talking savings are.
I'm going to go back to that slide, but I'm trying to see how I can move it up a little bit, but it's not allowing me to. So I may have to minimize it.
No. Don't do that because you won't be able to see it. Go see that arrow maybe down there. That might be no. Go back.
Where?
Let me see. Yeah, see that where it says slide.
Yeah, I hit that, but it didn't. It's just gonna. Oh, maybe.
Yes.
It's just gonna take you there. We got Mr. Hurst calling in here.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Okay, hello, Mr. Hurst. Thank you for calling in to the Adams Brothers podcast. Happy New Year to you, sir.
Thank you so much to you guys. And when I saw you were getting into the nitty gritty of this report, I figured it was time to call in and show you where the fallacies are in this gentleman's findings and conclusions.
Right.
So you were right on. I think it was paragraph 4, and that's a key element here.
Right.
Because what Mr. Reeves has done is he has said, okay, because BSO in the first 2 years of the new contract is raising the salaries to make up for all the shortcomings, and they're going to keep raising the salaries in subsequent years after the first 2 years at a rate of 7.5% a year, where historically for the last 30 years, BSO has raised their salaries only 5% a year. So he's taking a multiplier that's 50% higher than historical BSO numbers. And when you extrapolate that over 20 years, which is another crazy thing that he's doing it over that long a period when the contract is only for 4.5 years. But that's how you can get a number of $500 million savings after 20 years,
Right.
because he's using a figure 50% higher than BSO's 30-year average annual salary increase.
And I was wondering,
So
just by looking at that, why did they do it for 20 years? I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was wondering that, just
Number 5,
reading
it explains it, I guess, on number 5.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to move that up so
no,
they
you
can
can't.
see
That
it.
is it. That's
that's it?
That's it for that slide. So
Oh,
you would
see,
just have to go to
I
the
just
next
have
slide.
to go to the next slide. But it was showing number 5
Yeah,
on there.
yeah.
See it down there, but I can't. I'm trying to figure out how to move it up so the people could see it. I may have to go adjust it. And nah, I'm not going to be able to see it.
Go back.
So,
yeah, and then also you. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm trying to get the screen back up. All right, here we go. So we're gonna go to this screen here.
But finish your thought, Mr.
Go ahead and
Hurst.
finish your thought there, Mr. Hurst.
Definitely don't want to cut you off.
We were trying to get to number 5, but we
Sure.
couldn't pull it up on the screen.
Yeah, and the other thing, you always it's with these type of reports, you have to look at the source. And so this gentleman, Stockton Reeves, who's one of the main principals of this company called Center for Public Safety, that company did a report for Rodney Brimlow back in 2024 that really nobody knew about until they hired them again 3 months ago to do this current report, where they looked at whether the staffing was correct for police and fire in Deerfield Beach. They looked at nothing else. So obviously Brimlow has a relationship with this gentleman, and they paid him $72,500 this time around to publish this report. And the other thing you have to keep in mind is that just 60 some odd days from now, the city of Pompano is going to be publishing the report that they requested. And that report will be a lot more in-depth. The city of Pompano paid $285,000 for their report.
Wow.
And it will be much more detailed. But the city, in their wisdom, doesn't want to wait for that report to come out, because they weren't able to control that report. They didn't hire Mr. Reeves on that. For Pompano didn't hire Mr. Reeves. They hired a company called Raftelis Group, and nobody in Deerfield Beach wants to wait for those Pompano numbers to come out because of what it may show.
Now, I'm looking at this screen, the cost comparison. I see BSO 30,630,680. Total personnel is 152. Personnel cost per position is 267. Sworn officers 135 and civilian staff 17. And it says for independent department, which means Deerfield, it's showing that they could fund it for less, 27,387,320. 158 total personnel, which is showing more personnel. The personnel cost per position is 173,337, and it's showing that they have 6 more officers than what BSO is currently offering, and then 1 less civilian staff. So, what are your thoughts on that, Mr. Hurst?
Well, I can't. It's hard to discuss that because there's so little backup information on how Mr. Reeves came up with the independent staffing, in-house, what I'll call in-house numbers.
Right.
He just vaguely mentions in 1 or 2 sentences that this is the historical numbers that other independent cities have used.
Okay.
And so I don't think, but I don't think the question is whether BSO is more expensive. I think anybody would admit that BSO is going to be a little bit more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The problem comes in, do you want to trade off what you know is top-notch service and public safety for an totally unknown and unproven commodity? And are you willing to play Russian roulette with public safety because you may save a little bit? The numbers that Stockton Reeves puts out savings are totally a fantasy. But I do agree that probably an in-house would come in cheaper, but not at the beginning, because even in Mr. Reeves' report, he states that it's going to cost $16 million in startup costs.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just for the police department?
And that's something that, go ahead.
Is that just for the police department?
The 16 million.
Or is that for police and fire?
That's just police.
Okay.
That's just police. He puts fire at about $4.5 million. So combined, we're looking at $21 million. And then you couple that with 2 other things that nobody wants to bring up. It's very likely that homesteaded property tax revenue is going to go away this November if it's on the ballot.
Right.
And already the property appraiser has come out and said that will cost Deerfield Beach $21 million. And now you got 18 million, which is realistic. So that's 39 million. And then you have Commissioner Hudak, who stated just a couple months ago that we're going to need to float $100 million bond offering to pay for the dilapidated fire stations that need replacing and the police station across the street from City Hall. So nobody wants to talk about who's going to pay for this $140 million drain to cash flow.
Yeah. And I was wondering, I was like, if they bring back their own police department and fire department, the police department is not up to par, and the fire department on federal certainly isn't. They need new buildings. They need to tear them down and build a new state-of-the-art fire department, public safety building with police and fire, all of that in one building. I just don't see where they're going to get the money.
Well, the bond.
Right.
That's what
and
they're
that's
hoping
why
on.
that's why when well, yeah. Now, what's interesting is after Hudak mentioned that at the very end of one of the meetings in October, you've heard absolutely nothing about it since then, because they're not crazy about letting that $100 million figure get out.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying, I just want all the information to get out there so that everybody knows what's going on when they're making a decision and when they're commenting, hopefully tomorrow night and again on January 20th. I just want all the information to be out there, even the information that the city doesn't want to let get out.
all right.
Now, I didn't see that actual item on the agenda, but I hear they're going to bring it up and take some type of, like vote, I guess, for a public hearing or something. Will the public be able to comment tomorrow?
Well, that's interesting. First of all, at the beginning of the meeting, it's going to be public comment, so anybody could talk about police and fire during that. But then at the end, when last thing on the agenda is a presentation, and when they have the words presentation, it's totally up to the mayor to decide whether he wants to open it up to the public or not.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And in the past, sometimes they have, and sometimes they haven't.
Right. Well,
it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting tomorrow to see how this unfolds, and this $100 million bond that they're saying that we need, which we do need something. I mean, the
buildings definitely need to be brought up to date. I mean, we know that has been something I think that should have been probably looked at in the past, a little bit at a time, but it wasn't done. Looking at everything here, is the numbers. I mean, Mr. Hurst, what would you say to the people, even that are watching, are going to go back and watch it? Because they're going to say, with those type of savings, how could you not go back to your own local department? What would you say to that? Well,
I would just reiterate that the numbers are flawed because Stockton Reeves is using a 50% higher multiplier than what BSO has historically charged the city in increased personnel expense. And the personnel expense is almost 90% of the total bill. So, all that old saying, there's lies, damn lies, and then statistics.
Yeah.
Well, this is a perfect example of that.
Yeah. Well, we always say the devil is always in the details.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I just have a problem with the credibility of this gentleman when he's using a 50% higher multiplier than what historically BSO has charged us.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just have to look, who's paying him. That's $72,500. It's not independent.
Anytime any city pays a company to do a study, it's going to come back in the city's favor. I mean, that's what they pay them for. They're not going to come back and say it's not going to work, and not unless it's just something that they're totally against, But most times that when they do these studies, it's going to come back in the city's favor and possibly show a savings like this study here is. But I mean, like Miss Sylvia Portillo, the late great Miss Sylvia Portillo, former mayor, former commissioner, said, I might not know everything, but I can add and subtract. I can count. And these numbers, I mean, they look good now, but there's always some unforeseen cost that's going to be popping up that they didn't factor into these calculations here and these numbers, and how are they going to get that money? They're like, well, this popped up, and now we're going to have to go up on the millage rate. We're going to have to ad
and the
valorem
property
taxes,
tax, the property tax possibly being eliminated is a certain concern, should be a certain concern for everyone. I'm not going to sit here and I haven't even read the full report.
Right.
I'm not going to just go and just throw it out. I mean, looking at the savings, and I'm for BSO staying. But looking at the savings, I already know what people are gonna say. Just being on this earth long enough to know people are gonna see $2-3 million. I think I saw in the first 3 years of, they were saying that first 5 years or 3 years that it'll save $3 million. I think people are gonna look at that, and that's what I think they're gonna make their judgments off to probably go. As Daryl say, Ms. Forte always said, I can count. I think they have the votes to do it. I think it's going to be done. I just pray to God that I'm a commissioner at that time, that I can be, if they do go back, that I can be a part of building this, because the department that they had, Mr. Hertz, when I was growing up as a kid, was racist towards us. It was very racist towards the African-American community over here. And if they're going to go back, I just hope that
history doesn't repeat itself.
Yeah, that history doesn't repeat itself. And in 20 years, Mr. Hurst, they be doing this, going back to BSO or someone else, because that's what it seems like. It keeps trending to. They gave up the fire department in 2012 or 13, and now they're saying that they can save. Was it that bad back then that when they gave it up? I'm just saying, it's a lot needs to be looked at. I agree with you definitely on that, Mr. Hurst. I believe it needs to be looked at further, and I don't believe it should be rushed. If they're going to go back, do it the right way.
And you have to question, why all of a sudden is this being rushed? That we didn't find out until the middle of December when they announced publicly, oh my God, if we don't make a decision by January 20th, we will run out of time to have our own independent police force. Yeah. Now, that should have been known. If that was the case, they knew that months and months ago. And I hate to bring this up, but because, everything is political, the city may feel that they may not have the votes come March of 2027 to bring public safety in-house.
Right.
And that could be another reason why they're rushing things.
Right.
Could be.
Well, 2 commissioners,
a
commissioner and a vice mayor won't be there. We'll have a new commissioner and commissioners in 1 and 2, and those 2 new commissioners will be stuck trying to clean this up, if it goes left. And these numbers, they look great.
Yeah, they look great on
the screen here, and how they present it to you. And presentation means everything, but these numbers seem somewhat misleading to me. Just looking at them,
and again, if you have a 4.5-year contract, which is all that BSO is asking for, so that their contract end date will align with all the other cities in Broward County, why would you go out 20 years on a 4.5-year contract?
Yeah. Right.
Show the savings. I agree, there will be some savings, but show the savings over the 4.5 years.
Right.
And then you can decide whether it's worth it to give up the proven professionalism of BSO versus this unknown commodity to save a little bit of money. Yeah. But to make it over 20 years so that the numbers look amazingly large, $500 million. Of course, if you're just looking at the bottom line and you hear that kind of number, it's a no-brainer. But they're also anticipating that people will that. And again, getting back to Pompano for a second, Pompano is spending 4 times the amount of money that Deerfield Beach is spending to do their analysis. So maybe it could be a little bit more in depth.
It could, yeah. I'm thinking that it would be. Pompano is in better shape than Deerfield because they still maintain their own fire department.
They never gave
They
it up.
never gave it up. So it's for them to go back to their own police department. It will be much, much easier for them to do than Deerfield. We have to bring both of them back. And again,
Well, you brought up a great point that I forgot to mention.
Mm-hmm.
So on November 19th, Rodney Brimlow met with BSO. And at that meeting, he asked them directly, hey, can I keep the fire department and just change the police department? And to me, Rodney Brimlow tipped his hand when he said that, because the fire department wanted a bigger increase than the police department. So Rodney Brimlow would have been okay with paying the demands of the fire, but he has a huge problem with the police. And unfortunately, to me, this is further proof of his personal, whatever you want to call it, between him and Sheriff Tony.
And didn't Mr. Hurts, didn't the sheriff department, if I remember looking at the meeting, was said, I believe the city attorney said it was all or none, that the sheriff department said they wasn't just interested in having the city bring their own police department and leaving the fire department with BSO. Am I correct? Didn't they say it's all or none?
Yes, that was BSO's response to Brimlow's request.
right.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, whatever happened to the thought of the regional police department going regional with maybe, let's say, Lighthouse
cities,
Point
yeah.
or Pompano or Coconut Creek?
Is that still in consideration?
Hillsborough Beach, whatever. You think that has a chance of resurfacing, or maybe that might be a possibility?
Well, I can only tell you what the Pelican reported. When Pompano had their first public meeting to discuss, kind of like what Deerfield had.
Mm-hmm.
A reporter for the Pelican was there and interviewed Brimlow afterwards, and she wrote that she asked Brimlow that exact question, and Brimlow's reply was no such conversations have taken place.
Mm-hmm.
But logically, should that have been explored? Of course.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
All options should have been,
Right.
and that's why we need more time.
Plan A,
Mm-hmm.
Plan B, Plan C, as many plans as you could fall back on. You just, I think like Vice Mayor Preston said, now is not the time. If that's what they wanted to do, I mean, just sign another contract, a 2-year contract with BSO or something, or I've said that all along. My brother will tell you. I said, if they're going to do it, if they're going to bring back their own public safety, why don't they just do one at a time?
Yeah.
So maybe they heard that and said, and they went to BSO and they said, hey, what if we just want to bring the fire, or vice versa, just bring the police? And that was when they said it's either both or none.
Yeah,
is what we heard.
Right. And correct. And I don't blame BSO for having that position. Because they knew what Rodney Brimlow's intent was when he brought that up, and to divide the House, and BSO is just one big entity, whether it's police or fire.
Right.
So I can't blame BSO for saying no to that offer.
Well, they kind of have them.
As our mayor says, as our mayor has said on numerous occasions, BSO is just a vendor, just like the person who fills up the soda machine.
Right. Yeah, I don't think.
I never believed
Sheriff
that.
Tony liked that comment. No, I don't think he liked that at all. So,
I never liked that comment. I mean, I just feel like you're in the middle of trying to negotiate. You don't say things like that. But that's his words. I mean,
there's been a lot of emotions through this.
It has.
I mean, the summer was full of emotions from both sides. I agree.
Right.
And I'm not saying that BSO has been totally faultless here. I do think Sheriff Tony lost his temper on that video meeting that he had
he did.
after Brimlow's presentation on August 5th to the commission, when Tony claimed that Brimlow did not mention many of the things, the cost-saving ideas that were talked about. I definitely think Sheriff Tony overreacted there. So there's blame on both sides. But one thing that also bothers me, and I do want to point this out, is that Rodney Brimlow was hired in November of 2021 to be the director of public safety. And there are quotes from both Gans and Drosky at that hiring saying, this is great that we're finally going to have an quote unquote insider to look at the BSO contracts and identify cost savings.
I remember that.
And unfortunately, Rodney Brimlow did not bring a single cost-saving idea to the commission in his 3 years as director of public safety before he got promoted.
Right.
And so that has to, I'm just bringing up facts here, and this is exactly what happened. And it just makes you wonder, is there some ulterior motive behind all this that was put into place the day that they hired Rodney Brimlow?
Yeah, I just don't want some personal feelings to cost all of us taxpayers here, coming out of our pockets to fund, these hiccups that's bound to happen. If you bring back your own police and fire department, there's going to be some bumps in the road that they didn't anticipate. They're going to say, well, we didn't anticipate this, and I can promise you it's going to come up. They'll say, we didn't anticipate this happening, but it happened, so now we're going to have to do this as a result of that, and this and that, and the end result, it'll be the taxpayers footing the bill.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't want to happen. And not only me, but the taxpayers here in the city of Deerfield Beach.
And I keep hearing people saying that, people trying to scare people, fear factor, trying to scare the people. I keep hearing that. I don't see, because you're against BSO, going back to the control of the city. I don't see that as fear factor. I just want all the facts. That's all I want. I want the facts. And as I said earlier, if we are going to go back, I just pray to God that I'm a commissioner at that time, that I can help oversee some of the things that I know were a problem here growing up as a kid. I don't want to see that happen again, and I certainly don't want to go back in the past. And if I am a commissioner, I'll make sure that I protect every dollar, just like they're trying to do right now. I'm gonna try to look out for the taxpayers' money, and I think whoever else in District 1 should do the same thing. Whoever running should do the same thing. I just want to see more. I want to see more information and detailed information than what we have right now. That's what I would like to see. I just have a lot of concerns, especially the property tax. Like you say, if that goes on the ballot here this year, if that's on the ballot, November,
and they're saying they're going to do it. The governor is saying that he wants to give some relief to the people here in Florida.
And I hear people saying they want relief. I mean, I hear a lot of people saying that, and I don't know if that's being factored in. I just hope that all of that is factored in, and I just hope that they do make the. What do you think? What do you think? You think they're going to vote for it, Mr. Hertz?
Yeah, if they can limit it down to just one proposal on the November ballot, then I think it'll pass easily. If they have 4 or 5 different ideas, then maybe none of them will get the 60% vote that's necessary. But if it's just one threshold, and the most likely one is that if you have a homesteaded property, then everything will go away other than the amount that you pay for the schools
Right.
You know, who's going to say no to that?
Right.
You know?
I mean, it's a savings. You know, I mean, who's going to turn down a few $1,000s? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to turn that down?
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, what about the
Correct.
vote tomorrow night
Correct.
and subsequently on January? I think you said 20 something or 20th or 20th. 20th. Do you think that how do you think the vote is going to go tomorrow night?
Well, the only vote that may or may not come up tomorrow night is to delay, to negotiate a 1-year extension with BSO to allow more time, and so that this time pressure that we're supposedly under, that we just found out about last commission meeting, is not, you know, that we don't make a decision based on a time pressure. So I don't feel, you know, BSO allowed Pompano to extend their contract for 1 year.
Right.
So I don't see why.
That's what I thought we should have done.
Yeah.
I thought we should have did the same thing too.
I said that, Mr. Hurd. I said, why don't we just negotiate like a 1-year contract, you know, 2-year contract, you know, to buy some more time to look at these things and let these tempers simmer down, you know, because the tension was at an all-time high a few months ago. So I said, we need more time, you know, calm heads always prevail, you know, and we appear to be trying to make a rush decision to bring back a municipal police department that is going to cost some money. I don't care what they say. It's going to cost the taxpayers some money. And these numbers here, they don't smell, they don't pass the test for me, the smell test for me. Yeah. So
correct. And nobody, you know, if they had a presentation by the chief financial officer that showed this is how we're going to come up with this $140 million shortfall, I would feel a lot more comfortable. But there's been zero financial presentation from the city about these numbers that are going to happen. You know, this is the most likely scenario is that we're going to have to come up with $140 million in the next 18 months.
That $100 million,
at least float $100 million bond.
Yeah.
You still have to pay every year. Yeah. I mean, no, you don't have to come up with $100 million all at once if that's what they want. You know, but you're still going to have some pretty hefty principal and interest payments.
Well, I can tell you what they're going to do, Mr. Hurst. I can tell you right now. And this just me just looking ahead, the same way we have that fire assessment fee, we're going to have a public safety assessment fee. So that's how they're going to pay for it. I can tell you that.
Combine them both and call it a public safety fee, right?
Right. And how they're going to do it. They're going to do one for police and one for fire. So that's what I think they're going to do. I just think that and that is how they're going to continue to fund.
Still costing the taxpayers, no matter what. Yes. We're still going to have to pay for it. You know, it's our tax dollars, our money leaving our pockets. At the end of the day, the money is going to be removed from our pockets to pay for this, to foot the bill. And people are already living but check to check right now, you know?
Yeah, but let's look at the actual numbers. Let's just say for a second that we go with BSO's last offers. Now, I agree with fire. There was never any negotiations. It's an 11% increase. But with the police, they worked it down to 6% increase, but Rodney Brimlow turned it down. So let's say you go with the 6 and the 11. So you got a 17% increase on the combined numbers for this last year, just to use easy numbers, was about $70 million. So let's take a 17% increase. That's about $11 million increase. Now, that would be, if you went with BSO, that's the increase that you would have to come up with, and everybody's acknowledged that this is a one-time large increase to get caught up and would not continue at an 11% annual increase. So this first year, you got to come up with $11 million. Obviously, you're going to get more property tax revenue coming in. And the city, at the last time that we were able to see real numbers for how much was in reserves, you had $32 million in reserves, which was about double the minimum requirement. And nobody's saying, hey, let's get down to the minimum requirement, but there was some extra money in the reserves that could be used for this one-time big jump. So at least with BSO, we know where the money's going to come from, and we have it in-house versus all these unknown variables by creating our own police and fire department.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just, as Wayne, you'll know when you run, your number one job is public safety.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And to be playing Russian roulette with public safety for 90,000 people that live in Deerfield Beach, I just can't understand it.
Right. Yeah. It's again, it's a lot of a big unknown here, a big question mark hovering over Deerfield Beach and this commission. It's this could be a political deal breaker for some politicians. If it costs the taxpayers a lot of money out of their pockets, then they're not going to be too happy. I know I could give the city the commissioners and the mayor, past mayors, past commissioners. Over the years, they've always kept our ad valorem taxes reasonable.
Yep.
My taxes, I'm just speaking of myself. I don't know about nobody else, but
in other areas,
my taxes has been reasonable, so I could give them credit for that. And I just don't want to see that number just escalate. I don't want to be taxed out of my home. I don't want that to happen. And a lot of people feel that they will ultimately be taxed out of their homes. You won't be able to afford to live here. You have to sell your home and go live out in the woods, in the cave, go to another country,
go to a rural state somewhere in Mississippi.
Well, that's what a lot of people are doing. Well, let me say this here too, Mr. Hurst. I remember in 2021 when they did bring up about the public safety department, I remember going to Commissioner Preston. And I just remember me and him had a good long conversation and just talking, and we were like, I don't know, I just had a feeling, and I heard the former mayor say, it's no conspiracy or anything like that, no conspiracy. But I told Commissioner Preston then, I was like, I just think this is just a prelude to going back to our police department. Commissioner Preston will tell you right now that I told him, and he knew that was my concern, and he was like, no, this department is going to look at the contracts. And I remember me and him they're talking, and I'm not saying it's no conspiracy or anything, but I just remember telling him, and I remember telling my brother and other people, I just feel like this is the beginning of City of Deerfield going back to their police department. And here we are, we sit here 5 years later. And I know other circumstances happened, but I think it was just what I had said it was going to be. My brother will tell you, I told him that 5 years ago. I said, I just believe that they're going to go back to their police department way before anything had ever happened. I just had that premonition, and I just wanted to say that. And I'm not saying there's no conspiracy or anything. Right. I just had that vision back then, and I see it coming into fruition all the way now.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to read you, because this is part of what I'm going to talk about tomorrow night, but Judy Wilson did a story when Brimlow was first hired, and I'm just going to read you one quote from that article. She says, she says the new public safety department is budgeted for $530,000 for this fiscal year. It was proposed by Commissioner Todd Drosky in June during budget discussions. At that time, Drosky asked for someone who could do a deep dive into our contracts with BSO.
Mm-hmm.
I think I
End
remember
quote.
that.
I saw that quote. I showed that quote to you
yeah.
months ago.
Yeah.
By Miss Wilson. I showed Daryl that quote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went back and I had saw that well, we're gonna see.
We're gonna find out.
I mean,
starting tomorrow.
I think we're gonna be back to our Deerfield Beach Police Department at some point.
Yeah.
I believe that's where we're gonna be, and I don't know. I just think we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to see
honestly,
the consequences down the road.
Yeah. I mean, I know the two of you have read the tea leaves, and I'll tell you who I have my biggest problem with is Commissioner Hudak, because Commissioner Hudak, he served in the armed forces. He knows better than anybody about protecting and public safety, and for him just to have a blind eye towards all the potential risks and issues with his background, that I just have a hard time coming to grips with.
I think they got caught up too, Mr. Hertz, in the rhetoric at first when the sheriff, like you say, doing the roll call or whatever that was, when the sheriff said some of the things that he said. I think they got caught up in the words, and words matter. I mean, some things people say that some people just, that's why I'm careful in things I say. Because once, I was always told words are like a bullet. Once you fire that gun, you can't call that bullet back. And I just think too, a lot of emotions got caught up. What the sheriff said back and forth between the sheriff and the mayor. And I just think a lot of emotions got, especially when he called them corrupt. I think a lot of emotions got caught up in that. And that's why one of the reasons why I think we are here where we are right now.
Yeah. Well, but as Vice Mayor Preston said it better, you cannot let these emotions get in the way of public safety.
You can't. I believe that fully, not just even with public safety and in life. I mean, you have to take a step back and just collect your thoughts. You do in just not politics, just everyday life, dealing with business and family and a lot of things, work. But I just think a lot of things got, and I agree with what even former Mayor Nolan and her son and Thomas and others said, and I agree with them fully. But I'm a realist, and I see what time it is, and I think that we're gonna go back, and it's just so many pressing issues facing Deerfield Beach, what they're trying to do. 2026 is going to be, and beyond is going to be very interesting, Mr. Hertz. I'll just leave it there.
Yes, I agree, and I will be there in person tomorrow night. So if the two of you are not there in person, I'll be your eyes and ears.
Oh, we're always watching.
We're always watching from home, but I don't know. Maybe I'll make an appearance there tomorrow night myself, and this is it's.
You're right, Miss
We're on the
Saunders.
last turn. We're coming up to the finish to home plate again here. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. It starts tomorrow, so a lot of people can speak on things that don't
they don't practice it themselves. That's right, Miss
Patricia Saunders said.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Hurd. So man, thank you for
anything
calling
else,
in.
Mr. Hurd? You wanna
Thank you guys. I always appreciate you giving me the forum, and I hope I've given some information that people couldn't get anywhere else. And that's really my main point, just to get the information out there.
We want facts. That's all we're concerned about is facts.
And I even said others can call in because, we like a different perspective here. I mean, I know I've been on record saying that I prefer us to keep our police BSO. I've been on record from day one saying that, and I still feel that way and believe that they haven't been perfect, but the relationship that they built with the community, I think it warrants them staying here. And I know it comes down to dollars and cents over my feelings, but I just think that they have done a excellent job here, being here in this city. Because I go back to growing up here as a kid when the Deerfield Police Department was here. They solved our sister's murder. Deerfield Beach Police, no knock on them. They wasn't able to really do anything. Even with the 2 murders that was here with Cassandra Scott. And the Broward Sheriff Office were here. They solved our sister murder and Cassandra Scott at that time. So I'm going to always give them their props. And I like I say, I know it comes down to dollars and cents. And at least that's what the politicians are going to say is that's what it's going to come down to. So I think I know where it goes. That's why I'm not upset. That's why I'm at peace. I don't know. I just don't want to see our taxes go up sky high where people can't afford it, because we got a lot of people just here on Social Security, Mr. Hurst, and some Social Security, not everyone is as fortunate like me and Daryl to have a pension. So I'm always looking out for people that have less or might not have been blessed with the financial situation that we were blessed in. So I tell Daryl all the time, those are the people that even as a commissioner, I always fight for the people that are all the people all around Deerfield, some just living off of Social Security. So I just pray to God that they're represented, that people think about them whenever they're voting from either tomorrow and on January 20th. I just hope that people like that always get thought about.
Well, we'll certainly be up there. Tune in tomorrow night. If not, show up. Mr. Hurst. So as always, man, we appreciate your insight and your opinions. We respect everybody's opinions on here. So if the mayor's out there, the commissioners, they watch our podcast. If they want to call in, they can call in. We'll chop it up with anybody.
Anyone.
It doesn't matter. So
because we're gonna be, and I think you know that, Mr. Hurst. We be fair with with everyone. In this business here, we stay right in the middle. I have my opinion on things, and my opinion is 99.9% is always known, but I always want to keep it fair, and I want to always keep it the numbers. Whenever numbers, I want to make sure everything is factual on here when someone comes on here, and that's all I ask of anyone coming on here. Just always be factual. I don't mind your opinions on things, because everyone's opinion, they have to be accountable for that. But I just want people to come on here and just be factual. Yep.
So, all right, Mr. Hurst, thank you for calling in. We really appreciate you calling in and sharing your opinions with us. And we'll see what happens tomorrow night.
All right. Thanks again, gentlemen. See you tomorrow.
Thank you,
sir. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
If you're just joining us, that was former mayoral candidate,
and
Dan,
commission candidate,
and commission candidate in District 1, Dan Hurst. He called in to share his thoughts and give his opinions on the study that's been released, and it's floating around out there for everybody to take a look at. If you don't have it, we could post it on our page, and you could grab it off of there, or if you need it, we have it. We could send it to you, and you could take a look at it for yourself. And if you're good at numbers, if you're an accountant, or you know, you're just good with numbers, I'll take a look at it.
And anyone else is welcome to call in. We're not going to be on here that much longer, but if you have a different opinion, I mean, you're welcome to call in and tell us your opinion on everything. It's about dialogue, and that's why we always put in it, elevating the dialogue. It's about, that's what we're here for. We're here to get the information out to the residents, whether they want to hear it or not. And we're here about dialogue. It is best to hear dialogue from everyone. I mean, that's how it is. We can get that to you
or post it. Yeah. Patricia, we'll get it to you.
Well, either try to we can post it. We'll try to post it too.
Send us your email address and we'll email it to you.
Yes, send us your email address.
Put it in the chat there. I don't know if you have our numbers or not. I think you do. But
you can send it to our email address. Our email address is Adams Brothers
POD.
Is it podcast?
No, POD.
Okay.
Adams Brothers POD at gmail.com.
It's in the ticker.
No, that's not it. That's not it. That's your email. That's the Zelle. It's Adams Brothers POD at gmail.com. POD at gmail.com.
Yeah.
So if you send us just say this is me, we'll send it out to you. So Deerfield Beach Police Department was a terrible department. It was not
terrible.
the best. People could come in from another city and rob someone here in this city, go sit in McDonald's or a Wendy's or whatever and have lunch, and then leave then at 30 minutes later, and they still wouldn't get caught.
Yeah.
So that's how bad the old Deerfield Beach Police Department had. I mean, people were coming up here into Deerfield from other cities and robbing, jumping out with shotguns. They want, tried to rob my brother, us on 3 or 4 or 5 different occasions. I mean, us, this is not what somebody told us. And every time we called the police, they never caught, and they could never catch them.
Yep.
It was always after the fact. And we could call 911 and we're running, we didn't have cell phones back then. It was just coming out. And we would run to the house and call. And by the time the cops get there, they'd be long gone, and they didn't treat us very well at all. No. They talked to us any kind of way, called us, said all kind of things to us, and that we would not stand for in today's world.
No.
So,
and I remember, I just hope, my hope too, as I always say, is that when they do go back to their police department, that the politicians in office don't use that as their personal police department to go after people they disagree with, because we see that happening. We have saw that happen in other cities, and at least, thank you, Ms. Sanders, we got it. We will get that to you on that. We saw it in other cities where sometimes, and not just in other cities, across the country, where they use the police department for their own personal vendettas to get back at people who they ran against or whatever. And that's just the hope. I just hope it never comes to that, where politicians be able to just use that, or either people in administration be able to use the police department as their own personal police department. That's my hope on that. And like I say, look, I think everyone can count. Everyone know. And, I mean, I guess some people happy. I mean, hopefully this their way of getting back at Tony for whatever he did to them. We're still going to have him on our podcast. So, he's still going to come on our podcast. Yeah. Whether they go back to their own police department, he's still going to come on here. Yeah. He's still going to be welcome on our podcast.
Yeah,
so
he was our first guest ever. And when everybody else snubbed us and didn't want to talk to us, he politely said, yes, I would be happy to come on your podcast. And he's been on here at least 3 or 4 times already. So we always say thank you, Sheriff Dr. Gregory Tony, for always making time for Black media. And thank you, sir. And
we hope the city, whoever gets that job eventually, we hope they will reach out the same way the sheriff department did with us. I would hope that they would do the same thing, have some type of outreach program. The same way. Because you're going to need the same community here. You're going to need people. Your crime's not going to get solved by whatever you might think or whatever the politicians might think up there at City Hall up there. Crimes get solved through the community, through
speaking up.
Yes, through the community liaisons like the sheriff office had. If there's anything I would say that Deerfield, when they do get their police department back, definitely get you some liaisons.
Right.
Okay. And people that you can put in the community that the people can trust, because it's going to always come down to trust. It always has come down to that.
Right.
And it's some more things going on here in Deerfield too. They're going to be putting more red light cameras up. It was an article in the Pelican just Friday, I believe I saw it, where they're going to expand the school zones, and the expansion school zones include, which I thought they had cameras out there already. Quiet Waters Elementary, too, Deerfield Beach Elementary, and Deerfield Park Elementary. So I thought they already, and it was supposed to start today, if I'm exact, January 5th. From what I'm reading here, it says as part of an ongoing commitment to pedestrian safety and Vision Zero initiatives, the city of Deerfield Beach is announcing the expansion of its automated school zone speed enforcement program beginning January 5th, 2026. New safety cameras will be active at 3 additional locations to better protect students, staff, and families during the school day. So again, this is going to be at Quiet Waters Elementary, Hillsborough. So if you're going downhill, going west on Hillsborough or east, be careful. Deerfield Beach Elementary, okay, probably might be on Hillsborough, probably might be on second over there on David Ellis Street. They might have cameras over there if they don't already have them on Hillsborough. Be careful on those 2 streets. And Deerfield Park Elementary, they might put some of the cameras on 2nd Avenue, Southwest 2nd, and I'm quite sure that the camera is going to be on MLK. So be very careful about that when you're driving over there. I mean, it's not going to be no warning, I don't think. I think the cameras, you're going to get a $100 ticket. I know people told me they have gotten 3 and 4 tickets. I know one person lived by Deerfield Beach High School, right where the camera's at, and they're close to the cameras, and they told me they got 4 tickets already. So just be very careful. Also, we have the MLK Day Parade celebration is going to be on Monday, January 19th, 2026. And I know they were still looking for someone to be the Grand Marshal. If you go on the city's website, you can nominate people. You can also nominate people for, I guess, their hometown heroes, like they honored me and Daryl some years ago at the Black Heritage, and that's going to be February 28th, I believe. Let me see. Black Heritage, let me see the date of that. The Black Heritage, yes, it's going to be Saturday, February 28th, 2026. This time it's going to be at the Johnny L. Tigner Center, and it's going to start at 5:30. Tickets are $40 if you get your tickets now. If you reserve your tickets now, I think they say you can pick your seat. I think. Yeah, it's $40. It's going to start at 5:30 p.m., which is going to be cocktail hour. 6:30 p.m. is going to be dinner and program begins. and 9:30 the event concludes. And it's going to celebrate our change makers. The Black Heritage Banquet is more than just a formal gathering. It is a powerful evening of inspiration and reflection. The city invites our residents to help identify the trailblazers among us, whether they are mentors, business leaders, or community advocates. We want to hear the stories of those whose contributions continue to shape the fabric of Deerfield Beach. And if you go on the city's website, again, you can nominate people for that, or either I'm seeing here you can nominate people. They looking for someone to be the grand marshal. You can go on there and nominate someone on the city's website as too. So, but tickets are $40, and the tickets are officially on sale right now, January 1st, 2026. And if you go on the city's website, all the information is there. The tickets are $40 now.
Patricia said, "Who's hosting it? Who is hosting it?"
From what I see, it's the city of Deerfield Beach is still the person hosting it, because it's going to be at the Johnny Tigna Center, and it says, "In the city of Deerfield Beach, in partnership with the African American Heritage Board, is proud to announce that official nominations are now open for the 2026 Black Heritage Banquet honorees." So,
Patricia, is it yahoo.com or is it gmail.com?
She put that up there.
I have but I have her email address as Gmail in my phone.
Yeah.
So before I send it, I want to know if it's the Gmail or the Yahoo address, because I have you as something different in my phone.
I know. So
just put it in the chat.
She say she just emailed you earlier.
Yeah, I saw it, but this is what I have. It's different from what she put in there. So I just want to make sure that I'm sending it to the right place. So
let me see if there's anything else besides those two that also
you said send it to Gmail. Okay, that's what I thought.
Take the Park and Recreation survey. The city of Deerfield Beach has a survey. You can go online, and they also sent something in the mail that you can do a survey for the Park and Recreation. It's the Park and Recreation survey. You could take it online, and I know something was mailed to me. I still haven't sent it in yet. I got it right there with all my other reminders. It's a Park and Recreation master plan. So you can read about it online. If you need more information, it says here on the city's website, you can contact Greg Warner at gwwarner@deerfieldbeach.com. So yes, everything is on the city's website. Yep, gwarner@deerfield-beach.com. You can contact Greg Warner, but you can also go right on the city's website and take that plan, take that recreation survey. It's a 10-year master plan, and I think a roadmap. Everyone should go on there. It's for what you want to see in the park and recreation, as far as some people said they wanted pickleball, some people whatever. Go on there and take the survey. Go on there and take it. So don't say you didn't know, because we're good at that, saying, well, I didn't know. Well, the city's been sending material out, and I can attest to that myself. So if you don't say, well, I just threw it away, well, that's not the city's fault. That's going to be your fault, because you should look at all your mail that come to you. So I just wanted to say that in closing. We had the phone lines open. No one didn't call. We're getting ready to wrap things up, and I'm quite sure we'll see you back here.
I want to say something to Miss Saunders here. Miss Patricia, I just sent you 2 emails. I both of them says police, but one there are 2 different ones. Okay, one is police, one is fire. Okay, yes. So just make sure you look at them, because they're 2 totally different studies. Okay.
Yeah, and you can blow it up and see it, because I know you were
see it.
saying earlier
Yeah,
that
we
you were having a problem seeing it. I think the only way you would probably be able to go back and look at it is probably like, I know if people's trying to look at it on their phone, but if you go back and look at it on your computer, something with a bigger screen, you'll probably be able to see it. Because I know I was looking at it on my phone and I couldn't see it, either tablet or your phone.
Use your iPad or tablet. You'll be able to see it.
Yeah, definitely. And I was talking about like when we had Mr. Hertz on, where people were saying they couldn't see it. But if you go back and look at it on your computer and not on your phone or something, I think you would be able to see it. I think that's it. Maybe I'm trying to think, is anything else, Gerald, that we need to talk? We know the commission meeting is
tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Commission chambers. If you want to know what's going on, hopefully, I don't know what they're going to do tomorrow night, but if you're concerned, tune in either from home, watch it on YouTube. If you want to get in on public comment, join them on Zoom, or just go up to the commission chambers. I know Miss Saunders, you probably don't want to go there, but
no, don't go there.
Yeah, don't you
stay
go there.
Home.
You stay there and watch it from home. But, I want you to get in any trouble. So, but yeah, I think that is all I have for this tonight. It's already evening. Again, Happy New Year. We hope everybody is off to a good start. Hope everybody enjoys your Christmas and your family. The holidays are almost over, man. We got Martin Luther MLK Day coming up, man, and I think that'll be it until May. So
President's Day, next month or something? I think another.
We don't get that off, though.
Y'all don't get that off.
We don't get that off, but hopefully we get some more cold weather. We haven't had enough of it. Okay.
It was nice.
It was nice when it came.
It was cold, but it was nice.
Man, I tell you, we need about a good solid 30 days nonstop. Like 25 degrees would be nice without the snow, of course. So that's just me. I like the cold weather. I'm from Florida, man. I love cold weather. That's all I have for you. Anything before I wrap it up?
Yeah, the cool down was good. It was enough to people this time of year love to open up their windows, and as they call it here in Florida, air your house out. It was good. It was good. Now I hear we're getting rain out there. I can hear the rain.
Yeah, I just heard my grass needed it real bad.
Yeah, mine too. I just put some new grass down, so my grass needed it. But I hope everyone. So like there's Daryl said, I hope everyone have a prosperous 2026, and
we'll be back next week.
Yeah,
we'll talk about what went on at the commission meeting. We'll do a pop-up podcast maybe one day next week if we don't have an interview that comes up.
Yep.
So until then, thank you all for rocking with the Adams Brothers podcast. All of 2025, we're going to keep on elevating the dialogue here in 2026. Thank you, everybody that was in the comments, and thank you, everybody that participated in the comments. Thank you, Mr. Dan Hurst.
Daryl Portier. No more cold, Miss Portier.
Daryl Porter, nah, we need some more cold weather here.
Yeah, we need a little bit. We need a little bit more. Not like Daryl said.
25 degrees to be nice.
Not no 30 days. A few nights here or there. If it's gonna get cold, at least get cold on the weekend where everyone can be at home and not out and be able to relax.
See, we got all these nice winter clothes that we don't ever get a chance. I got like 10 or 15 nice Nike track suits. I got nice clothes, man, that I don't get a chance to wear because it's always so hot here.
You're right.
So I want to bust those things out, man. I'm trying to wear them. So 25, 30 degrees. Come on, Deerfield Beach, and just hover over here for about 30 days and let us enjoy.
Well, you'll get a chance to wear it because me and you will be doing some traveling here, hopefully in the next,
yes, we will. We're going to be doing
some in the next month.
Yes, we're going to be doing a lot of traveling here in 2026. So, yes, we're going to have a good time. We're going to enjoy 2026.
We'll get a chance to bust those.
And we might even go live wherever we're from. You never know. We might give you just a little bit. Well, how y'all women do it? Clock that tea, clock it. I don't know. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for rocking with the Adams Brothers podcast. We love you all. Go back and watch the playback. We had Pastor Keith Williams on earlier. It got cut off, but if you missed the whole interview, go back and watch it on YouTube, and we're going to post it again on Facebook. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for rocking with us, man. We love you all, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. So, with that being said,
we like to see everyone at the MLK parade, and at the next month, February, at the Black Heritage. So it's going to be at the Black Heritage is going to be at the Johnny Tigner Center. $40 for tickets. Gonna have cocktails and all out there. So MLK Day Parade, January 19th, and Black Heritage next month, February 28th. Hope to see you there.
Come on out and enjoy yourself. Thank you all for watching. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.